This is the story of Erbert Pinwinkle and the lion. It happened at Blackpool at the zoo. Mr. and Mrs. Pinwinkle had heard about ramsbottoms who had had their son eaten by lions one day at Blackpool in the zoo. Pa wanted to know how they did it and what manager offered to pay. Seems there was money in lions. They might take their Erbert someday. This Herb was an holy young terror. There was nothing that lad wouldn't do. One day he burnt holes in his sister with a poker to let daylight through. And he laughed when his mother said, "Erbert, you mustn't do that to Kathleen. Now, take pussy off fire this instant." And then father appeared on the scene. And when he saw what Herb had been doing, with Kathleen screaming like mad and Pussycat running around smoking, he said, "Nah, you've torn it, me lad," because he'd won that there cat in a raffle. Pure-blooded Persian she were, and he'd hoped to take prizes at cat show. Now she couldn't without any fur. So they're off to Blackpool the next morning. Fine day with no sign of rain. Bought stick with horse's head handle for Herbert on the way to the train. But I told him he mustn't poke lions like some people did for a joke. And when he just laughed, they were fleas like. Now they knew he'd be certain to poke. They arrived at Blackpool the next morning, going straight to the zoo, as Ma said. When he heard the lion roaring young Herbert, he rushed on ahead. Now they'd told him he mustn't poke lions, but his parents had not told him why. So with stick with the horse's head handle, he poked right in old Wallace's eye. And old Wallace jumped up, intended to frighten young Herb with a roar. Erbert just laughed, and the police like, "Hey, do that some more." And then with stick with the horse's head handle, he whacked Wallace hard on the leg and kicked him in shins and told him to get off on your hind legs and beg. Old Wallace, he thought he'd had sufficient with sticking with copper-toed boots. So he turned round to leave, but found Herbert was pulling his tail out by the roots. His parents, outside the enclosure, had heard that first loud, dreadful roar. Ma says, "There's the end of our Herbert." Pa says, "We'll go in and make sure." So there, inside the enclosure, everything was confusing. And Ma said, "Don't tell me that our Herbert's dead." "Dead nothing," the man answered rudely. "He's gone off with policemen to jail. He's ruined our lion called Wallace, and he's made off with Wallace's tail." On the police court to Blackpool the next morning, the magistrate looked down and said, "The parents of this boy, Pinwinkle, will stand up to hear sentence read. Now the lad has been tried and found guilty, but the parents, of course, are to blame. For disturbing the peace, 40 shillings, or assaulting a policeman, the same. £5 you are fined for detaching, detaining, and taking away the tail of this lion called Wallace. And further, you are ordered to pay £5 on all costs, and 'tis right that you should, for tempting this lion called Wallace with meat that was unfit for food."